Now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you are the starting lineup for Kenya Prisons. Wearing jersey number 3, Kelvin Maye. Wearing jersey number 4, Douglas Ose. Wearing jersey number 5, Timothy Kibuto. Wearing jersey number 7, and is also the captain, Tesodi Hudson. Wearing jersey number 8, Makuto Elfas. Wearing jersey number 16, Esopon Benny. Libero player wearing jersey number 11, Ezekiel Yebei. Head coach, Dennis Mokua. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you are the starting lineup for KBF. Wearing jersey number 1, Maxwell Ekonoit. Wearing jersey number 2, Karanja Josephat. Wearing jersey number 6, Auguste Kelvin. Wearing jersey number 9, Timeli Agri. Wearing jersey number 10, Bernard Wechiki. Wearing jersey number 15, Moses Mataria. Libero player wearing jersey number 11, who is also the captain, Timanti Anthony. Head coach, Elisha Adil. Thank you.
Of October, 3rd October, sorry, which is the day 2 of the 2022-2023 playoffs of the Kenya Volleyball Federation. I'm your host, Luco Peto. We are in match number 5, which is Kenya Prisons Men versus the Kenya Defense Forces. This is the 3rd game for the men's side. As you can see, as of now, points are shared of 1-1, 1 apiece. Service from the KDF side. Powerful hit by Elfas Makuto, but quick pickup. Nice block from Stone. If you're joining us, our YouTube handle is Trailblazers VC. Welcome. Feel free to share the link with your friends so that they can get the full enjoyment of today's game. If you are available and you need to watch this game live, you can join us at the Moi International Indoor Sports Arena. Service error by Dennis, giving KDF a score, hence a 2-2 scoreline. Service by Kevin Omuse, nice pick by Dennis. And then it's a net touch by Kevin Mayo. from yesterday's matches, you can see both teams have a lot of energy, especially Prisons having defeated KPA, who had defeated them from the previous playoffs. Nice attack by Jairus Usgei, hence the scoreline making it to a 3-3 scoreline. Stone with the service. Well anticipated game from each side expecting to get a win, having impressed yesterday where KDF came from 2 scores down, salvaged a point against GSU, whereas Kenya Prisons were able to humble KPA by 3-1. Nice attack by Dennis, giving Kenya Prisons an edge, where the scoreline is 4-3. Service still by Stone. Nice pick by Samuel, which ain't enough. Pick up by Dennis. Nice, quick and high ball attack by Elfas Makuto. But the look of things, as you can see, Kenya Prisons are well determined to pick up this game. KDF still yet to compose themselves, but Kenya Prisons are trying their level best to pick up this game. Sajere Mbarikiwa, go Prisons. By the look of stuff, Prisons are on the edge. It was an attack error by Moses, but a net touch call by the second referee, Willie, on a net touch by Elfas Makuto. Service by Moses Masharia. Will he be with the jump service, which is? It's a net serve. Didn't expect it by Dennis, leaving it to fall on the floor. His anticipation was that it was going out, only to realize that it's in. Another service by Moses Masharia. His famous jump service, of which it's an error, making it 6 for Kenya Prisons and 5 for KUDF. Powerful service by Elfas Makuto. Eventually it's an error on the net. We can't say it's quite early, but it's a part of the game. So let's wait and see. Nice pick by Dennis. Then a quick middle attack by the captain of the team, Hudson Chisoli, leading the ball towards the antenna. And it's a point for the Kenya Prisons men. Service by Jairus Kusgei. Nice pick by Maxwell. And a very good block by Dennis Esokon. The ball was a bit high. I think if the outside hitter and the libero of the KDF are well conversant with the trajectory of the ball, they could have picked that ball. Then it's a service error by Jairus, making it 1 point game. For you guys who are joining us, welcome. It's match day 2 for the Kenya Volleyball Federation 2022-2023 playoff. It's match number 5, match between Kenya Defense Forces and the Kenya Prisons servicemen. It was a quick attack down the line by Dennis, which Agri couldn't pick it up. Service by Hudson Chisoli. Will he go for the famous position 5 where he always serves, which it is, targeting Moses Masharia, which wasn't a good pick. Another error by Moses Masharia, which is quite untimely since he didn't pick it well. It's quite absurd for him to have 2 consecutive errors where in a game they have to quite perform well. Rogers Mayo kaende. Teddy Mwale, Rogers Mayo uko wapi kweli? Rogers isn't available. I think it's a serve error by Hudson Chesoli. Maxwell with a service. Right towards Dennis. And a quick dump attack by Mayo Kelvin. He had to take matters in his own hands. Service by Mayo. I think he's going to target Moses. Nice pick by Moses. An attack by Kevin Omuse, which is quite not effective. Then an attack by Dennis Esokon. I think trying to save that ball made somewhere into the stands of the KDF technical bench, which was a good effort, trying to salvage that point for the team. But it was not fit. So it's a timeout by the KDF. I think they're trying to quit or reduce the tempo of which the prison servicemen have started with. Erastus Wanyama in office physicality but mentally in office physically but mentally in Kasarani. Thank you for joining us. We have Meshak Rono. They know this guy is rising. We hope to see him in the next Wafalme lineup. That's the hope of everyone. We're hoping to see him basing on the game that he's playing. We have Elizabeth Kasina. Maish is okay. All is okay. So Teddy Mwale saying Deno is a good player. It's quite evident with the game that Dennis Esokon is displaying. So Serem Kipkoech, all the best. KDF. I think KDF are good in upbringing their game. So it's quite evident. Nice pick by Maxwell. Then a very, very, very powerful block by Elfas Makuto. Moses thought that the line was quite free. I think Elfas tried to trick him. Then at the last moment covered completely the line, leading Moses Macharia to get a quick and a dead block. Target still is Moses Macharia. Then another block attempt by then Kelly, well using his height for Kelvin Omuse, tipping it over Dennis. And it's a very good and a technical score. So it's Karanja with the service. Elfas with the attack, which is quite overspin. Then a pick by Kelvin Mayo. I think it's a fault on Stone for lifting the ball. It was quite a simple ball, which we expected Kelvin Mayo to pick it very well, basing on the fact that most middle blockers are known for poor ball control. Elfas with the power and tactically not using enough power, but easily penetrating the Kenya Defence Forces block, which was Kelvin Omuse and Bernard Wechuli. Service by Elfas. Dennis, sorry. A second. It's a famous jump service, which is out of court. It's an error leading to KDF getting the score. Hence 11 for KDF and 14 for Prisons Kenya. For those joining us, our YouTube handle is Trailblazers Volleyball Club. If you are able and well conversant that you can reach and train yourself with the men's volleyball and the women's volleyball of the top 4 teams in Kenya, it's at the Moi International Kasarani Indoor Stadium. Service by Kelvin Omuse. Nice pick by Dennis. Set by Kelvin Mayo, which was nicely and well attacked by Jairus Kosgei. It was almost towards the line, but I think from the block angle, Jairus was able to get it almost near position 1. Service by Prisons Kenya. It's Stone. Onto Samuel. It's a save by the KDF side. Then it was almost like an error or a chance ball towards the KDF side, but they weren't conversant with the ball, so leading to them getting it wrong. Hence, Prisons Kenya getting the score, leading by 4 scores. I think KDF needs to bring the A game that they finished the yesterday's game with GSU back, or else it's gonna be a very, very tough game for them. It's an overdig, but nice fake play by Agri, leading to Eshuli almost having a free attack. So substitute by the KDF side, Lagat coming in, Moses Masharia going out. From the YouTube chat side, we have Serem Keep Coach, all the best KDF, Mikhail Masao, Prisons all the way, Martin Musioka, all time Ulinzi, Okoro Charles, nice game following from Tanzania, welcome. Feel free to share the link to your friends. Quick attack by Maxwell. By the look of things, he's very, very agile and excited with the score that he got. Actually, they picked that ball very well and executed it very well. So we have Lilian Liu, all the best KDF. We have Wanjala, loud and clear, tuned in. Welcome, Wanjala. Abud Kimugor, all the best team. Prisons Kenya. Jurassic Stores, all the best KDF. Stroke Prisons, may the best team win. Josie Gidurai Kimbo, welcome. Service by Lagat. Then quick middle attack by Hudson Chesoli. Bernard Ochuli couldn't bear with the pace of which Hudson Chesoli possesses. Hence a very, very quick attack in the middle. Kimutai with the service. Very, very good float server. Service towards Lagat. Nice pick by Agri. An attack by Kelvin Omuse, which wasn't. It's quite over tip, leaving Letangwa with no option, all but trying, but he couldn't make it towards that ball. Service by Bernard Wechuli. Let's see how he's going to serve. Nice pick by Dennis. Then an attack by Jairus Kusgei. Jairus looking for the fingers of Agri, the setter, in the KDF side. Actually, he tried to think that there wasn't any touch, but the referee was well conversant. It's a touch by the KDF side, making it a 2-point lead. Prisons have to be. I think it's a substitute. Nick coming in for Agri. I think it's a service. Nick's service is quite effective and quite sharp compared to Agri service. So I think Nick comes to at least get a point from the service. Nice pick by Dennis. Set aside by Kevin. Kelvin almost tried to block Dennis, but I think the height at which Dennis is attacking that ball is quite very high. You need to jump high for you to quickly or block Dennis. Service by Hassan Chesoli. Will he target Lagat? Which he has. Attack by Kelvin Omuse. Picked up very well. It's a recycle. Kelvin Omuse again. Which is a quick and an effective side out by Omuse Kelvin, using the hands which are very tall of Kenya Prisons. So thank you for joining in. We are on our first match number 5 of the 2022-2023 playoff. It's Kenya Defense Forces versus Kenya Prisons. An attempt pick by Samoe, which wasn't quite effective. I think Samoe must, or he should be very effective with his picks. A pick on the back and a quick transition to a score is quite the difference that can make in a rally. Not quite of a good pick by KDF. I think set by Stone to Dennis. Then an attack by Dennis, making Kenya Prisons to go by 4 scores in front. Nice attempt by the block by Karanja. I think it's a timeout by the Kenya Defense Forces side. By the look of things, it isn't going the way they wanted. So we have Wigedes, Kwani KDF on a train, just go play GSU. I think basing on the fact that KDF and GSU played yesterday, it's quite different today. They play good Prisons. And he said today Masharia can't beat the wall. It's quite evident. I think he hasn't clicked very well with the game that he played yesterday. Jantoa Lusolia, all the best. KDF, Amos Creston at Bazuluka and tuned in from Bangladesh, Madare area. Aye, nice. Welcome. Service by Kenya Prison. Not quite of a pick. And it's an error by Kelvin Omuse. 2 touches. It's quite not conversant. I think KDF need to bring up the A game. They have to settle in with their reception, which is leading to them getting some untimely penalties by the referee. Set by Nick. A good block cover. And a quite very good attempt by Lagat, which gives KDF a very good edge and a nice side out. Service by Karanja. Bernard Chuli comes in. Service towards Dennis. Set to Dennis. And I think it's a net touch violation by Lagat. It was quite a good attempt to at least, since Dennis is attacking the ball very, very high, it's not quite evident that you can at least get a touch on that ball to reduce the speed of which it's going to the other side. Dennis with the famous jump service. Quite powerful. Good pick. Then an attack by Kelvin Omuse, which wasn't nicely well picked by Kelvin Maio, giving poor ball control, hence KDF picking that point. Kevio Arap Chema ke hii kijana Karadi Dennis Esoko ni shida. It's quite evident Dennis is playing very well. Nice attempt by Bernard Ochuli to save it. By the look of things, Kevin Omuse is not quite impressed with how they are playing. So they have to put up their A game for them to match up the energy that they had against General Service this yesterday. Service by Stone. I think he's going to target around Samuel's side. It's a service error, which is quite untimely, making KDF reach the 20-point mark while Prisons Kenya are at set point. Service by Lagat, which quite effective, not that effective. Then a very good block by the Kenya Defense Forces side, cutting the deficit to 3 points. I think Kimtai Mayo tried to go towards the line. It's a very, very, very powerful attack by Dennis to wrap up this set. It's quite very strong. By the look of things, Lagat was almost taken off the pitch by this ball. And by the look of the reactions of Lagat, he expected it to be at least played by his fellow players. So I think they failed him there. So he was not very, very happy. So it's quite up, so they had to play it well. So we have Douglas Mwenda saying net. I think all is good here. Cornelius Tsuma, Prison seems to be on a mission. Yeah, but the look of things, they have set to... they have a target of these current playoffs. Abid Kibgor, Dennis should not miss Kenya next time. It's quite evident. And I think the coaches of Falme are taking note on how they could use Dennis in the next national team assignment. So, match statistics of the first set, which is towards the Kenya Prison side. By the look of the points, it's 25 to 21. Basing on how they attack the ball, Prisons come superior with 17 attack points and KDF with 9 attack points. In the blocks category, Prisons are superior again with 3 blocks and KDF with 2 blocks. Service aces, KDF have 1, Prisons Kenya have none. Then opponents error, KDF have 9. Then Prisons Kenya have 5. I think Prisons today are minimizing on their errors, but the look of things, they have a very, very low margin of errors, which is translating to the attack. And KDF have a lot of errors, then making Prisons Kenya pick easily this set. For those who are joining us now, it's match number 1 of day 2, which is match number 5 of the Kenya Volleyball Federation 2022-2023 playoff. It's a game between the Kenya Defense Forces and the Kenya Prison Servicemen. It's the first set which is over. We are actually and eagerly expecting second set. So for those who are joining us, our YouTube handle is Trailblazers VC. If you want to join and find this good and wonderful experience of the 2022-2023 playoff. For those who are able to join us at the Moi International Sports Indoor Stadium, you are quite welcome. Entry is free. So we are waiting for the second set between Kenya Defense Forces and the Kenya Prisons Service team. It's quite a very good start and a positive start from the prison sides. For them, they don't look like as if they're going to like give it up, or they're not going to take it slow anytime sooner. Second set coming up. I think both teams have tried and maintained their starting lineups, but I think Kenya Defense Forces have a switch. I think Maxwell is out. Lagat still maintains the position that he had finished with. So it's a service by the Kenya Prisons side. Hudson Chesoli, I think he's a famous server to the position 5, which it is towards Moses Masharia. It was quite a pick by Jairus Kosgei. And a nice attack by Kelvin Omuse, finding it right behind Jairus Kosgei, who was quite defending the line. Service by Bernardo Chuli. Service towards Letangwa. Then an attack by Dennis Esokon, which is quite tactical. No need to use power. Just use the opponent's hand. So it's a very, very quite early start of this. We can't yet determine who's. Nice pick by Masharia. An attack by Kelvin, which is not quite effective. Then it is an attack by Dennis, which is not quite fruitful. I think he tried to use the hands or get it in the pitch, then giving it away. Then a service by Kelvin Omuse from the KDF side. Service error, which is quite unexpected. It's quite unfortunate that KDF have started with quite some unexpected error. It's quite unexpected for Kelvin Omuse to serve on the net right now, yet they're chasing a set service by Dennis Esokon. It's quite a service. Jump top spin. It is quite effective, giving Lagat some not good good attack by Moses Masharia. I think if he maintains this composure that he has right now, I think he's going to bring up his A game of yesterday, which we quite expect it to be very entertaining if he brings it. It was quite unfortunate for his service to touch the top part of the net and fall outside, which is quite unfortunate, making the game to a 3 apiece point. Service by Kenya Prison service side. I think it's Stone towards Moses Masharia, who has been the main target of this game. Nice pick by Kelvin Mayo, set by Hudson. Then an attack by Elfas Makuto, which is quite technical, down the back line of the Kenya Defense Forces. I think he had been trying to get that angle since the first set, and as of now he has gotten it. Service still by Kenya Prisons. Their target is Moses Masharia, which they get, which is not quite an effective reception, then leading to a double contact by Karanja. For the KDF side, they have to at least pick their reception very high, targeting the setter, who is quite conversant with the overhead set. But as you can see, their middle blockers are trying to set it, which is not working for them. Hence, they have to receive it high. Service still on Moses Masharia, but Samoe tries to get it. Nice cover by Stone. Good set by Agri. It was a tricky attack by Dennis, which is not quite effective to their side, leading to Lagat getting a great score using, I think, almost the space or the side of the Kenya Prison side. Captain Hudson Chisoli. Service by the KDF side. Karanja. Then it's a net violation touched by Jairus Kosgei, making it 5 apiece for each. And this is very enthralling and very entertaining game. Service still by Karanja. Target is Letango the Libero. Attack, quick pick by Moses Mashara, which is quite effective. Then quick pick by Dennis. I think it's an overset by, or a net touch by Kevin. It was gay. For the first time in this set, the Kenya Defense Forces are leading to Prisons Kenya calling out for a timeout. On the comment section, Paul Mutali, KDF are strong but donating many points to the opponents for some small errors. I wish my boys of the jungle all the best. Yes, it's quite true. The KDF have been having a lot of errors. So Elizabeth Casina, KDF slight mistakes, which I think they've at least rectified in this set, but they started on a low. So we have Nico Matasa. Where is Pastor for KDF? Pastor, I think he has reported for the training at the Eldoret training base, if I'm not wrong. So Go Prisons Kenya, I think they have to compose themselves since they've started on a very low note. We have William Orek natangaza watangazaji drop till number, tunemaji mfanya kazi nzuri, tunatangaza playoffs. Thank you very much. I think we'll put that into consideration. I think by the next game we will tell you if your support will be of great help to the commentators. Thank you very much, Willie. I think your comment is well put into consideration. Service by Elfas, which is quite effective. Which unexpected pick by Samuel, which is quite an error which I don't expect Samuel at this point to put it. So service still by Elfas Makuto, which is quite strong, but nice pick by Samuel. It's an error by Lagat. It's quite not effective when it's a hard pick for them. Lagat has to play at least to salvage the team. Service by Elfas. It's a service error, basing on the fact that he had gotten at least 2. It's a plus for the team. So they are trying to target Dennis, which they got. Nice attack by Hudson Chesoli. Quick attempt by Moses Masharia to at least salvage the pick, but it is not that effective. I think they're going for the target. I think they've been targeting Moses Masharia, which they do again. Nice pick by Moses. An attack by Kelvin. Nice and good save by Jairus Kosgei, but it was not that effective for it to be that high for his fellow players to pick it up. Lagat with the service. I think he's going to target Dennis. No. Nice pick by Letangwa. Then a very, very powerful attack by Elfas. And I think it's ball in by Elfas, which is very, very, very strong. I think he has been amongst the best quick transition attackers in this game. Service by Hudson. Moses Masharia the target still. An attack by Moses Masharia, the powerful attack that he has been using since yesterday. Quite a block by Kelvin Kosgei, but not that effective for it to be back inside the pitch, giving KDF a score. Service by Bernardo Chuli. Jairus Kosgei pick, not that effective but quite good. An attempt by Dennis, but pick up by KDF. Agree. Then Moses Masharia, quite ineffective. I think he has come up. I think if he maintains the tempo that he has right now, he's going to give Prisons Kenya quite a very, very early morning upset if Prisons are not well conversant with the power that he had yesterday. So I think he's trying to bring up his game. Service by Benedict Chuli towards Letangwa. Set by... Then a very, very, very solo and powerful block by Kelvin Owuse, which is quite... we saw it coming for a while. It wasn't that early enough. I think at some point Dennis had terrorized Kelvin, but right now Kelvin has just gotten a quick block, solo block on him. Not nice pick by... and another block by the Kenya Defense Forces. I think they are starting to regain themselves so that they can at least put up a fight in this game, which is very, very, very nice for them. So the Kenya business sides have to put in a lot of effort since they've started giving out some clear points to the Kenya Defense Forces side. Service of Beno Chuli, not of the best pick by Jairus Kosgei. And a quick and tactical side out by Elfas Makuto, which has helped the Kenya business sides who were a bit trailing in this game. So it's a 1-point game for this entertaining 5th match of the 2022-2023 playoff held at the Moi International KASARANI Indoor Stadium. For those who want to watch it live, you can use the Trailblazers Volleyball Club handle on our YouTube channel. Service by Kenya Prison side. Service towards Kelvin Omuse. Nice pick. Then a pick by Jairus Kosgei. Then a very, very good and powerful block by Moses Masharia. I think the KDF side have realized that they can win this set. They actually started on a very low. This is not quite to the best sets by Kelvin Maio, leading to a very powerful block by Moses Macharia. Service to Tango, not the best of the picks, it leading to a chance ball to the Kenya Prison side. Set by it's a block out by the Kenya Defense Forces side, putting the game into a 1-point deficit where the Kenya Prison sides are trailing. Dennis Asokong with the service, the famous jump service. I think he can't change right as of now. Quite effective, not the best pick by Lagat. I think Kelly can save. No, it's not a save by Kelly. Then pick by. Then I think it's a net violation by Elfas Makuto. Elfas tried to completely cover that ball so that it cannot hit the floor, but it's quite unfortunate that the point goes to the Kenya Defense Forces side. Service by Moses Macharia. I think it's a jump service, if I'm not wrong. Nice jump service, which is quite powerful but not effective, hence falling by the 9-meter line of the prison side, hence a point to the Kenya Prisons service side. Service by Stone. I think the target will be Kevin Omusa, which he picked it. Not quite effective, but good. Then an attack by Lagat. By the look at the morale in his face and his body expression shows that they are really and well determined to pick up this set. It's not what the Kenya Prison sides had expected, but Lagat has brought in his A game. Very, very nice block by Agri. By the look of things, it's quite evident the KDF sides are well determined to get this set, hence leading to a substitute change by the Kenya Prison sides, where Kelvin Mayo goes out and the experienced Daniel Kipto comes in. So I think Daniel Kipto can at least save the team, which is a good set. Then a very quick middle attack by Hudson Chesoli. As you've seen, it's a quick very well. Elizabeth Kasina, Gogo KDF tuko nyuma. Paul Mutali, I assume GSU fans have joined military sides wishing prisons to lose for them to dominate. Haven't seen the GSU fans yet inside. Jep Kirui, please KDF Nkona Nyinyi. Then we have Albert G Scar Prisons. Sila Crypto you go where I think Sila Crypto is on the bench, if I'm not wrong. Nico Matasa, thanks Pastor, now is KDF forever. Service by Elfas. Nice pick by Lagat. Nice help by Elfas. If Jairus Kosgei will. Nice pick by Kelvin Omuse. Then an attack by Lagat, which is not effective, hence going out of play, giving Kenya Prison side a 1-point lead. KDF have to bring up their A game again. They're switching off at a point that is not quite good. So Elfas used enough power, but it was not quite effective, hence out of the pitch. Substitution by the Kenya Defense Forces side. Nick comes in for Agri. I think it's the aspect of the service, which Nick's service is quite effective and quite sharp. So I think the normal he's going to target Dennis, if I'm not wrong. Good. And the tricky by Hudson Chesoli, which is not that powerful, to the backside of the Kenya Defense side, which the Kenya Defense side weren't able to pick it up. Agri comes in back for Nick. Then a service by Jairus Kosgei. Target, I think it's Kelvin Omuse, if I'm not wrong. back to Samuel, which isn't that effective. Lagarde tries it. Then another tip, which is quite the same with the previous tip that Hudson Chisoli used and tipped it to between position 6 and position 1, which was quite free for Hudson Chisoli to pick up, leading to Prisons Kenya to have a 2-point lead. Still the service by Jairus Kosgei, not quite an effective pick by Lagarde. Then another save by the Kenya Prison side. Nice pick by Samoe. Kenya Defense Forces side. Service by Jairus Kosgei. An attempt by Lagarde, which is quite not fruitful. The Kenya Prison sides are very, very effective in their blocks as of now. It's a point where the Kenya Defense Forces call a timeout. They have to try and see how they are going to win this set. On to the comment section. We have Elvis Opio, Ulinzi Daima. By the look of things, Ulinzi have switched off and they have done some quick and unexpected errors, leading to Prisons getting 4-point lead. Then we have DK Chumba. I think he meant Jeshi ni moja Kenya hii. All the best KDF. We have Ben Bena, DK Chumba, Lole Ratmat, don't know the meaning of that. Nandwa Noah, KDF ni Gina too. So I think KDF need to at least move forward for them to win this game and see how they're going. Nice pick by Lagarde. Quick attack by Bernard Chuli. I think Hudson Chisoli felt that by saying that he really needed to do a lot to block that ball. Then a service by Lagarde. Dennis the target. And a pick, which is a very unexpected error. It's quite not expected for the Kenya Defense Forces side to do an error at this point. They need to use all the avenues they get for them to get a score to close the gap towards the Kenya Prisons side, which now the lead goes to 4 points. Hudson Chisoli the service towards Lagarde. Not the best of the picks. Masharia. Nice pick by the libero. Dennis Kipto towards an attempt by the libero, but it's not quite fruitful. KDF side are still slacking behind. They need to put in their A game that they displayed yesterday. But as of now, the way we've said since yesterday, don't write off a team. It's not over until it's over. Service by Hudson Chisoli towards Lagarde. Not the best of the pick. Then a set towards Dennis. Nice pick by Lagarde. Agri set it out to Moses. And a very powerful and effective block by Dennis. This famous Prisons Kenya side. The way we were told yesterday. It means, I think they're playing the song Bora Ni Enjoy. I think yesterday Rogers Mayo, I think at least told us, I think it's the same song that they're using. Service by Hudson Chisoli. Pick by Stone. Chisoli. And a very technical and a very unexpected hit by Hudson Chisoli from the backward side, giving an edge to the Kenya Prison sides, hence taking the second set by 25 scores to 18. Kenya Defense Forces, I think, to blame themselves for this set. At some point they led a very good margin, but left it for the Kenya Prison sides to pick it up and eventually pick up the set. So I think the Kenya Defense Forces, I think they have to dig in deeper and see how they are going to salvage this game. As of now, they're trailing by 2 sets, which is quite big big, let's say a very big margin for them. But it's not quite over until it's over. Yesterday they were 2 sets down with the game against the General Service Unit, and they were able to salvage 2 sets and then making it a 5-set thriller. For the second set statistics, on to the point mark, Prisons Kenya still superior with 25 scores, whereas KDF side have 18. It's quite evident with the attack, where Prisons come in again superior with 16 attacks, and the Kenya Defense Forces side with 7. The blocks, KDF are superior with 4 blocks, then the Kenya Prison side with 3. Services Prisons Kenya for this set have 1 ace, for the KDF sides have none. Then opponents error by evidence what you're saying on the comment section. I think the KDF sides have given out a lot, have regained a lot of errors, I think, from the prison side, and the prison side have 5 opponent errors. So let's wait for the third set to come in, hoping that the Kenya Defense Forces side will do and put in a lot of effort. Okay, thank you very much and welcome back to the third set. As quite expected, it's expected to be a thriller for this entertaining 5th match of the 2022-2023 Kenya Volleyball Federation playoff. As of now, it's match number 5. It's still continuing, set number 3 between the Kenya Defense Forces side and the Kenya Prisons men's side. Kicking off is the Kenya Defense Forces side by service by Maxwell. An attack by Dennis Esokong. A quick attempt by the Kenya Defense Forces side, to attempt and get this point, but it's not quite effective. Service by Kelvin Mayo, which is a service error onto the net, giving the Kenya Defense Forces side a point, then making it 1 apiece. I think the Kenya Defense Forces had a change in their lineup, bringing in Mark in the middle position and Maxwell coming back in for Lagat. Target is Dennis. An attack by Dennis over the block. on to his target. Quite effective, an attack, almost taking Maxwell's head off. For those joining us, it's Trailblazers Volleyball Club handle. Nice block by the Kenya Prisons service men's side. It was an attempt by the Kenya defense for side to get a score, but it was not quite effective, leading the game into a 2-point lead. As of today, I'm joined by my co-host, Florence Busira. Thank you very much and welcome.
And apologies for coming a bit late. Duties. But I'm glad to be here. Thank you for joining us. Very exciting match. I can see Prisons Kenya in the lead, having taken 2 sets. It looks like this playoffs is theirs for the taking.
And a quick side out by the Kenya Defense Forces side, bringing the deficit to 1. I think they haven't clicked very well with the game that they played against the Kenya with the General Service Unit side yesterday. So they have to dig in deeper and see how they're going to make it work.
Is it possible that loss against General Service Unit, let's face it, they started well with General Service Unit, the hopes of winning that match. Unfortunately, it didn't go their way, so that works on your mentality moving forward. You're playing from a point of disadvantage. The opposite for Prisons. They won their first match yesterday. They are on a winning streak and they don't want to break that momentum.
Yeah, it's quite true. The mental state of the players is quite very delicate at this point. It's a championship that you don't need to lose. The aspect that they really tried to get a win against the General Service inside, but it didn't work for their side. Hence, I think it's a mental state that they have to at least cope with it. It's a service error by the Kenya Defense Forces side, which is quite untimely. They don't have to make any errors since they are chasing these quite entertaining game.
They definitely don't have the luxury of making mistakes. They're trailing set-wise, they're trailing score-wise. If they're going to come back from where they are right now, it's important that those mistakes be minimized and they try as much as they can to execute the best of formations to stop the seemingly unstoppable Kenya Prisons right now. Chesoli, one of the most experienced players on the Kenya Prisons side, really trying his best to lead from the front and bringing on that rich experience that he's had playing for the side.
Quite the Moses we knew yesterday. We really needed Moses today. If he had put in the game that he had yesterday, it could have been very different for this Kenya Defense Forces side.
It's a totally different side for sure. They look down, they look discouraged. Also, having watched the match between KPA and Prisons Kenya yesterday, I think that there's a message that was communicated to them from Kenya Prisons. Kenya Prisons fielding a rich amount of very experienced players, the likes of Chisoli, the likes of Letango, who was formerly an opposite. Right now he's on court as a libero, and that is boosting the morale. If you combine that with the young players, the Dennis and the likes, who really need that leadership, Jairus having been one of the captains for Wafalme. So it is really a good side, to say the truth.
Yeah, it's very. But the look of things, Prisons are on the lead by a 2-point margin. And a very untimely error by Maxwell, leading to a 3-point lead. They are making a lot of errors. I don't expect the Kenya Defense Forces side, if they are to salvage this set, they need to minimize on their errors.
Chesol with that jump float, easily picked. Solid block by Stone there. Seems to be a simple one. Jairus using the net, or was that accidental? I don't know.
I don't know if it's
But nonetheless, he secures that point for Prisons Kenya.
Actually, it's quite not the let's say like the scores the Kenya Defence Forces fans and the management wanted, but they have to. It's still early. A 4-point lead by the Kenya Prison sides. It's not that far off.
And especially with the momentum with which they've been playing from the word go. They started strong.
Strong, very strong.
And the fact that they've been able to secure the first 2 sets means that today also looks like a good day for them.
Solid block from the Kenya Defence Forces side.
That block against Makuto. Dennis still in play. Seems to be an easy pass. Simply picked by Jairus. Mayo. And is stopped right on his track.
It's quite evident by the pick of Nick of the ball that was almost out of play. It's quite evident that it has borne a lot of fruit and getting a score.
And that is encouraging when you fight as hard and end up making that score. It's a net touch.
Violation. I think if they maintain this tempo that they have started in the third set, they are going to get, leading to the Kenya Prison sides getting a timeout. In the comment section, Chemosi, the Prisons Kenya has done it again. I think they have to maintain their focus so that they can at least gain or win this match.
Well, clearly some development there. That tempo that they've picked from the word go. I think Prisons is playing from a point of they need to prove a point. They need to prove a point because for almost 3 seasons now they've been finishing third, and unfortunately one of them they actually almost finished fourth. Well, they need to bring back the glory. In the past, it was always General Service Unit or Kenya Prisons taking the league. Right now, they've been limited to the bronze position. They need to prove a point that indeed we are still here. And I think this is the time they have the perfect chance with the kind of players they have on court.
Yeah, it's a quick, but the response of the players where the libero had to pick that ball, it shows that they are really determined to win this set. So they have to try and very, very be well conversant on how they're going to win this set. So I think they're pushing hard. They're pushing Kenya Prison side. Good hit by Mark, but not effective. An attack.
Makuto Elfas. Again, well blocked. Dennis. Still nice in play.
Jairus.
Mayo. Dennis. That hit was literally above the block.
It's quite above the... Dennis today has been on form. I think he has been quite the star. For him, he's trying to maintain his... let's say like the A game that he had yesterday. So today he's maintaining. I think if he maintains it today and tomorrow, if they win this game, tomorrow's game against the General Service Unit is going to be one.
That is going to be one hell of a game. That game is one that I'm sure almost everyone is anticipating. And should he keep up the performance, gauging by the performance of the other teams, I think he's well poised to become the most valuable player
of this wonderful tournament. Pick by. Then it's quite an accidental touch by Nick's head. Nick almost was thinking of just letting it pass, but on the aspect of getting off the way of the ball, it accidentally touched his head, giving Kenya Prison side a score.
Kenya Prisons maintaining that lead. Dennis at the service. Again, the net comes into play.
Very, very solid block by Stone, leaving Bernardo Chuli with no option but just to watch as the ball falls on their side of the net. Substitution by the Kenya Defence Forces side. Agri comes in for Nick. I think the coaches saw that coming because there was no quick transition on the side out in the sets.
Another easy serve by... Wow. Now that was a very strong hit. And the angle in which he did it, I think it was almost impossible to get to it.
Quite a response from Bernardo Chuli, having been blocked by the same player, Stone, just the previous rally. It's quite a good response by Bernardo Chuli. Service, jump service by Kenya Defence Forces side. And a very tricky and technical attack by Jairus Kusgei, making it a 4-point lead. Nice set to the side. And an attempt by Lagat, which he gets a touch out on Elfas Makuto's hands.
Well, I am not sure about the current level of services, seeing that there were a lot of loss in the service yesterday. If there's an improvement in that, then that would definitely improve the quality of the game. Jairus trying to get a touch off of the hands of the block line for Kenya Defence Forces and failing to do that.
So Jairus has to... He hasn't been that off. Just quite a mistake. Just one of the mistakes that he has gotten. But he's quite okay. So he has to... Then another response.
And this time...
That's what we are saying. Jairus is quite good. He's good at composing himself. After a mistake, he composes himself and just executes it very, very well for him to get...
Interesting that he's not doing his signature dance that we saw yesterday anytime he got a point.
They actually did it in the second set. The full team actually, I think they rehearsed it yesterday night. So today he wasn't doing it alone.
That is interesting.
So today he wasn't doing it alone. I saw the full team coming in. And I think we are going to tell the DJ the next time they start doing that.
We play a song.
Borani
Enjoy definitely.
Must be played. An attack by Dennis Esagong, then making it back to a 3-point lead. They have to, I think, see how they are going to cover or block Dennis, because Dennis has been terrorizing them since the first set.
Indeed, he has been quite on the high since the first match, really, of these competitions.
As we say, Dennis Esogon again, quick attack on the cross court of the Kenya Defence Forces side, leading to a quick timeout by the Kenya Defence Forces side, since the score margin isn't quite entertaining or appealing as they wished. Hence they're chasing this game, so they need all their might or their effort to win this set for them to be able to have a chance to win this game. Or else, if they let it go, the Kenya Prison side will emerge victorious by a 3-0 scoreline.
If Kenya Defence Forces loses this match, they know they are at a disadvantage, and meeting I think an equally strong side, though not their biggest day yesterday, KPA, who will be a decider on who gets to qualify to travel for the Africa Club Championship, which again is the ultimate aim for most players playing today.
Quite unfortunate attack by Collins.
Still in play. And a wonderful save there.
Then Dennis And a very technical attack by Dennis. Now these are part of the side effects of not getting an effective attack. Then Collins comes out, Kelvin Omuse comes in. I think the coaches have seen that they really need that power of technicality of getting these sets.
It's literally the lifeline. Should they, and that attack, beautiful attack
by Maxwell. It's not a very appealing scoreline for the Kenya Defence Forces side, so they have to try it out.
Again, Chesoli very fast in drilling that ball towards the ground, securing a point for Prisons Kenya.
If the Kenya Prisons sides win this game, it will have sent a message to the General Service Unit side, since they have to put in a lot in order for them to win these tournaments.
Still in play, Stone trying as much as he can.
It's a double touch fault to the Kenya Defence Forces side. It's really not going their way today as they expected, so they really have to wish that they get their A game back. Attempt by Kelvin Omuse, which is not effective. Second one not effective. Nice pick by Chesoli. Then an attack by Dennis that is not effective, hence out of the court, giving KDF a score.
Was probably looking for a touch on those hands. Seems that he could not achieve that. Mayo attempting to dodge that ball. Unfortunately, he was literally arrested right at the point of contact, and it was blocked squarely onto Kenya Prisons side. Jairus with that reception, Dennis, and a block that stops Dennis. I think they've just realized that Dennis is the man to stop. Kevin Mayo has been really intentional on utilizing his current form, and it's been successful so far. Whether that will secure them this set, we wait to see. Dennis cannot afford to lose the momentum that he has right now, and any faltering on his part will definitely affect the team.
Yeah, surely it will definitely affect the team. So we have bet Alan Prisons to the world. It's going their way, but they have to maintain the focus. Leonard Koech watching from Voi. You have Liam Kilosh Team Prisons. I think it's going their way, but they have to maintain the focus. You have Mohoni Prolin Prisons are back on fire. Victor Olo Ogwang. It's on Kamta underline playoff. Another error by the Prison side.
And they are bridging that gap quite fast. Only 2 points left. And I think 4 or 3 consecutive errors from Kenya Prisons, which is really discouraging to see. The ball is still up. And Stone literally cementing that ball to the ground and seeming to communicate that
that is what they needed for them to at least break that momentum that KDF were gaining onto them. And another error by Maxwell, which is very costly to the team, owing to the fact that giving Kenya Prisons a score, getting closer to the 25-point mark.
Prisons only looking for 3 points to call it a match. KDF looking for 3 to equalize. The antenna.
Then another error by Lagat. These are the errors that they are supposed to not do it. They had quickly gained the momentum, but quickly lost focus.
And there it is. A quick attack, though not as powerful as we are used to seeing. A point nonetheless. They say kwa volleyball hakuna point na ka point.
Even if you hit it hard, it's only 1 point.
It's only 1 point. Well, it would be interesting to have that rule that the stronger the attack, the more the points. Well, the rallies will have to be shorter and also the scores be increased from 25. And a set, Esokon
Expected, Dennis delivers, making it match point for the Kenya Prisons men's side.
Prisons a point shy of winning their second match of the day of the championship, I beg your pardon. And that error in he gets that point. Good effort from the setter, KDF, who's managed to save that faulty reception.
Service by Kelvin Omusem, who will lead salvage the team.
And there seems to be a fault.
By Dennis, a step on the line.
Step on the line, that is
being a backcourt player.
probably the excitement of having the last point. Either way, 21 for KDF. Ooh, costly errors. Very costly errors, and at a very, very, very critical point of this set. Again, you can never write off a team just because you're ahead.
You're ahead.
We have seen teams come back from 18 to 20 to 24, and actually taking a set and ultimately winning a match. Kenya Prisons need to be careful with that. Makuto, and it's done. It's done. And there is the dance.
There is the dance. I think we need to go. We have to tell the DJ once they start dancing, you at least put for them the song.
Indeed, and that dance will really be entertaining to watch if they manage to become the champions once again, because they really look like they're aiming for that, and it's possible because they're coming in strong, they're coming in hard, not so much mistakes on their part. Major coordination we're seeing that has been missing for a long time. I don't know whether it's because now we're playing at the Kasarani Indoor Arena or it's just their lucky day. Ile wanasema kwa Kiswahili wameamka upande mzuri wa kitanda, na they are only remaining with one match against the General Service Unit that is almost the finals of this particular championship.
Not the results they expected, but it's done how it's done. So I think they need to go back to the drawing board and see how they are going to play tomorrow with the Kenya Ports Authority side.
Once again, those are the statistics of the third and last set of this match, with the statistics, Prisons Kenya having 3-0 KDF, the points 61 for KDF and a 75. Those are the total points played in this match. 27 attacks for KDF, and Prisons Kenya only actually leading with 53 points. Blocks, we're having 9 for Prisons Kenya and 8 for KDF. Service ace 2, Prisons Kenya 1, KDF, and opponents error, Prisons stand at 11 and KDF at 23. Thank you so much for joining us for this live broadcast. Asanteni sana. We are coming to you courtesy of the Trailblazers Volleyball Club, and also many thanks to the Kenya Volleyball Federation Executive Committee for allowing us to stream these competitions live and direct. Thank you for making time. Remember that you are always welcome to make way to the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, and witness these matches live and direct. Equally, if you cannot make it, we are here to bring you the spice right at the comfort of your office, your home, wherever you're watching us from. Asanteni sana for joining us.